you're gonna deny this. Do the best you can. I haven't got a plan, but I'm gonna survive this. That's just who I am. When you're on blue, you keep everything inside of you. You try to play it cool. Sometimes you gotta break the rules. I don't know why you are confused. All you need is a little bit of attitude. Yeah. This is it. I'm tired of explaining. It's too late because everyone is waiting. That's great. So why are you complaining? You're on blue. If I'm unsure, will anybody notice? It's my fault.
What is up, people? No rapture? Dude, I miss the rapture too, boss. The fucking bummer. I didn't see anyone get raptured, bro. All the evangelicals are still here, so maybe the rapture happened. Maybe it happened and none of them got taken. Yeah, I mean, I think the rapture is something they invented in like the 1800s, if I remember right. You know. I've got no place to be alone, my friend. Cut his wrist instead. There's your answer. You better save yourself or else nothing. Let's go. Do you need... Dude, I am so tired. Fucking exhausted. Do you need anything like I need you? You know I do. Yo, yo, yo. Dude, it's been a crazy day. My kid's leaving tomorrow. He's going to New York tomorrow. Him and his girlfriend, they're driving out tomorrow. We were packing a moving van all day. Craziness. Wet my sense with reality. Permit me to breathe before I do it again. Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Do you need anything like I need you? Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Here we go. Guitar solo. Let's go! Do you need everything like I need you? It's over. Do you need anything like I need you? Do you need anything like I need? Let's go. We're gonna break it all down. Oh yeah. Bringing it down, bringing it down, bringing it down, bringing it way down, bringing it way, way, way down. All right. Dude, I might be a little low energy tonight. Just letting you know in advance. I'm super fucking tired. Super tired. All right. We've had a crazy handful of days here in Casa de Political Punk. Fucking wild, right? What's up? What's up? What's up? Let's go. Oh, yeah. Massage didn't help. Dude, I mean, massage doesn't wake you up, right? Massage was great. It's a crucial part of mental health care, but it did not, in fact, wake me up. It is not a magical wake-up item. Yeah, dude. Well, first off, before we even get into the headline news, all right? Before we even get into the headline news, I think the first thing I want to watch, dude, is this. This clip right here, bro. Look at this. Look at this shit. Now, why is this clip important that we're about to watch? For a number of reasons. Okay, because let me just tell you. Number one is this is about the 100th time that I have seen ICE agents just tossing people aside. This woman's husband got taken. She is freaking out, okay? She is panicking. They're going to immigration courts and they're scooping people up. 16 people have died in ICE custody. 1,250 people are missing. They don't even know where they are. There are people unaccounted for. Their families, their loved ones can't find them. Now, watch what happens here. And then I'm going to tell you why this royally pisses me off. Dude, all right, now, okay, so this fucking reckless use of violence. I know, this is in front of the cameras. This is in front of the press. Now, the reason why I play this clip, guys, and why it infuriates me is because of this shit. Watch what we're about to see, though. Hold on. Okay? Because Kristi Noem is out here doing a fucking PR tour. Okay? She's out here saying, oh, ICE agents are being targeted because everybody is fucking, like, saying mean things about the ICE agents. Right? Watch this. You ready? Look at this shit. It's 11 hours ago. Hold on. Let me find her fucking, let me find the clip. Dude, I am livid. Okay? All right, let's just go to Caitlin Collins. Dude, yeah. So watch this clip though, right here. Okay? Here, let's just watch some of this. Let's squeeze in here.
But also as we release information to make sure that it's accurate too.
Have you had a chance to be able to get in touch with the families of the person who was killed, the detainee who was killed, or those who were injured?
You know, that hasn't been given to me as information yet because the FBI is leading this investigation, but have
Jesus.
been involved from within 5 minutes after the shooting occurred, was immediately alerted by our field director there and through our ICE leadership. And we've been engaged all day in making sure that we can get people as much assistance as they need, but also make sure that these law enforcement investigators have the ability to do the type of work that they need to do. So they're currently assessing the building. We know that there was bullet holes all over the building. It wasn't just targeted at one specific area or through a window, that he showered the building with bullets.
Dude, it was a bolt action rifle. Showered the building with bullets, right?
Director,
hold on, let me find her comment here. Showered a fucking bolt action rifle. You can't shower the building. We saw the ammo on the ground. Remember the shit that Cash Patel wrote on with a pen? Dude, yeah, another Mauser, another 30-06. But hold on. Dude, I'm going to find the clip. Oh, dude, this shit burns me up, guys. Dude. More like a 552. Yeah, it's, I mean, I don't know what the actual caliber is, but it's another one of those bolt action, right? It's another one of those bolt actions, right? Got it. It's, you know what I mean? They're not spraying the building with it, you know, not by any means. You know what I'm saying? Dude. But anyway, so they keep doing this rhetoric, right? First off, they say attacks against ICE increase 1,000%. But anybody who like stands in front of them and doesn't instantly move gets charged with assault, right? Like the guy with the sandwich got charged with assault. That's included in this 1,000%, which of course nobody's actually getting attacked. But I want to find a clip of Kristi Noem talking about ICE. Okay. Here we go.
To hire 10,000 more ICE agents. You have already well over 100,000 applications?
We do. In fact, as of today, about 110,000 applications in less than 2 weeks. And that's what I find so encouraging is it's clear the American people are behind President Trump and these officers. They have their backs, and they want to be a part of what's happening in this country by making it safe again. So despite what, you know, the fake news says, despite what the liberals and the socialists and the Marxists are parroting every single day out in their communities and to their supporters, it's just not true. The American people are so happy, and they're excited about the fact that the rule of law is going to apply to everybody, and that Americans and citizens who...
Dude, she said the same thing after she lied about Kim Jong-un and she killed her dog, right? Oh, America loves me killing my dog.
All the law should be prioritized, and that President Trump is doing exactly that. So to have that many applications means that we're going to hire the best of the best, and individuals who have experience can get qualified for their ICE badge as soon as possible and hit the streets so that they can make sure that these families get to live safely again.
Yeah, but so despite 1,000% increase assaults, she says, right? Oh, there's all these assaults.
It's not going to fly, Sean, and you've already mentioned that it's unconstitutional. So this was just something they could use to posture and attack our ICE law enforcement officers over again. And that's what's so irresponsible about it. Governor Newsom waited many, many days to even sign this into law, and like you said, wouldn't even be enforced until January, which means that it's pointless. It's just something that they want to talk about. I was a governor when I had a bill and a policy that I thought was very important for my people in the state of South Dakota. We put an emergency clause on it. We signed it into law as soon as possible. That means that Governor Newsom doesn't think this is important. He just wants to use this to raise money. He wants to use it to go out and try to make himself feel like a big deal, and he's doing it by attacking our law enforcement officers and making their lives more dangerous. And every time I'm in a room with our law enforcement officers, I'm talking to them before they go out on our streets, I'm just overwhelmed by the fact that all of these young men and women have families that they...
Yeah, let's look at the young men and women again. Yeah. Yeah, you see that shit? See, here's the deal. Is this is why these motherfuckers are targeted. Because they fucking deserve a fucking smack in the jaw, dude. What the fuck, bro? Right? Here's their law enforcement officers. They took her husband in that room. Right? Unprovoked. Right there. They're fucking criminals. Okay? They do deserve worse. They deserve to go to jail. They deserve to get butt fucked by hot metal rods, bro, is what they deserve. And one day they may get it if they keep up, okay? Open a can and nut kick, right?
They all want to go home to their families at night, too, and that people like Gavin Newsom are making it much more dangerous for them just to go do their jobs.
Oh, yeah, making it dangerous for them to do their jobs. What's their job? Right? Dude, what the fuck is this, bro? 9-iron. 9-iron. You know what I mean? So, like, this is what I'm talking about, dude. This is why I feel zero sympathy. No sympathy, okay? When these guys, when a cinder block flies their way, I ain't fucking crying a tear for them, bro. Because they're violent, they're breaking the Constitution, they're behaving illegally, they're abusing power, okay? And they should be in fucking jail, man. And if somebody tosses a cinder block near them, you know, hey, man. I mean, I even tagged Kristi Noem today, too. I did. I mean, she's not going to see my shit, but I told her, I was like, yo, if you wonder why ICE are hated and targeted, this is it. We will not tolerate your goons being abusive tyrants who stomp on our constitutional rights with violence, right? It's like, it's not calling them Gestapo that is the problem. The problem is them behaving like the fucking Gestapo, right? And you know, at some point, dude, you just, it's like, fuck these people, bro. Fuck these people. Fuck these guys. They can't even do this in a humane way, right? You took her husband. Okay, bring somebody out to help calm this woman down. Let her know where her husband is going. Let her know where he's going to be. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason to fucking, of course she's hysterical. If somebody went and grabbed that guy's wife or kid or fucking dad or whatever and just whisked him off into a room and made him disappear, they'd be fucking stressed out too. You know what I mean? But behaving like fucking pigs that are abusive and violent, and then they're mad when violence hits them? Like, come on, man. Dude. Unfucking believable, bro. Dude, this shit really makes me livid, man. It does. Makes me livid. Right? And it's true, man. Zero sympathy for what happens to those guys. Seriously. If those guys end up running into a bullet that says, I'm definitely not MAGA. I mean, I don't know. I ain't gonna cry tears for him, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, boss. Jesus. Jesus 𝗙𝗍𝗄𝗏, bro. Dude. Yeah, that shit fucking makes me so mad. You know what I'm saying? That shit makes me so mad, dude. And what's crazy about it, guys, is it's not even like that's a single instance. Okay? I have seen multiple instances. We saw Brad Lander, the comptroller of New York City, who was running for mayor, right? Remember, they charge him with assault when all he did was hold on to somebody's shirt. We've seen people get their windows broken, their doors knocked out. We've seen arms get broken. A guy got shot in Chicago, okay, by 2 ICE agents, and then DHS said their life was in danger, and then the agent said, no, we weren't even fucking injured. Dude, that shit is crazy. They've already killed 2 people or killed somebody in Chicago. Yeah, this happened the other day, right? Okay, it's a fucking Silverio Villegas Gonzalez killed by ICE agents on Friday in Franklin Park after he dropped his kids off for school. ICE said he was shot in self-defense after he dragged an agent with his car, but video evidence refuted that. Video evidence showed that he didn't drag anyone with his car, and in fact, neither officer was seriously wounded at all. He just tried to drive away, and they fucking killed him, bro. They fucking killed him. Okay? Fucking brutal. We saw the guys the other day. Remember with this woman who did nothing? She was just trying to prevent a vehicle coming out. She was executing her constitutional right to protest. Remember? Remember what they did to her? They pushed her down like the woman we just saw. Then they later bear-maced her, pepper sprayed her right in the face, close range. They shot her close range with fucking rubber bullets. And then he tried to headlock her and arrest her later on for nothing, for protesting. These guys are animals. They're fucking pigs, bro. You know what I'm saying? They are fucking pigs. Dude. So yeah, I'm sorry, Kristi Noem. I'm sorry, DHS. When something happens to these guys and they, you know, a cinder block goes their way, we're not going to cry for you and we're not going to feel sorry for you until you stop with the violence. No more violence. Okay, no more taking anyone without a warrant or without proper identification and treating both the subject and the people around them with respect. Period. Otherwise, you know, eventually it's just going to be cinder block v. cinder block, right? Dude. Unfucking believable, man. Now, obviously, the next time we get in power, like, ICE needs to go, right? Yeah, gone. Dude, there's no reason for it. There's no need for it. It's, you know, you have CBP, you have fucking ATF and plenty of, like, federal agencies, right? Homeland Security agents. Dude, there's no reason to have an immigration police force. Now, for me, guys, when I look at this shit, I just think about, like, the karma of this. You know what I'm saying? The karma of this. Okay? Of, like, this guy attacking a woman and slamming her down in the hallway. Like, who does that? Right? Who's giving them the orders? What, you know what I'm saying? There's no way anything but harm is going to befall this guy. Right? This guy, like, really bad things are going to happen to him. And they should, you know? You know what I'm saying? They're bad things are going to happen to this guy for behaving like this. And he deserves it. You know, he fucking deserves it. Right? You know what I mean? I mean, dude, it's like if you are a fucking degenerate, don't cry to me when your degeneracy washes up on your own shore. Dude, it's the same shit with Charlie Kirk, man. I mean, I don't think anybody should be shot for their political opinion. I think political violence is horrifying, okay? And it's stupid. And Charlie Kirk was a degenerate piece of shit, okay? So when you are as big of a degenerate piece of shit as Charlie Kirk was, eventually all the shit you put out in the world's going to slap back, boss. It is only a matter of time. You can't be a hateful, racist, misogynist, transphobic, fucking power-mongering freak that just harms thousands of people and builds an entire movement of hate and then be surprised when a big old wave of hate comes and knocks you on your ass. You know? Dude, come on, bro. If you live by the hate, you're gonna die by the hate, you know? Yeah. Jesus. This shit is uncalled for, man. Dude, look at this guy. Look at this idiot. She should be charged with assaulting a federal agent. Do not put your hands on federal agents. You can put your hands on an officer. She assaulted him. Dude, this is Elon's bot traffic. right? Putting your hands on law enforcement is sickening, right? Dude, she was hands on first. Instant takedown. Right? I see a woman who assaulted an officer. They should simply arrest her. Right? Dude, fuck this shit, bro. Nuremberg, motherfuckers. Dude, it's Elon's bot traffic, bro. Right? He did his job. Right? Look at this shit, dude. You like that? You like my cop voice? My Tom Homan? Hey, I'm a dumb fucking thumb. I got some paramilitary gear off Amazon.com. And now I'm an ICE agent. Yo! Hey, you! Hey! Let me see your papers! Yo! Hey, we're gonna send you to Louisiana. I don't know how to spell Louisiana, but we're gonna send you there. Hey! Oh, hey! Anybody seen the license plate to my Suburban? Dude, yo! Why do my nuts look like cottage cheese? What the fuck, bro? Hey! Hey! Oh! Hey! Yo! Dude, I don't know about you. I'm not gay, but that Donald Trump boy, he is a sexy motherfucker. Dude, every time I see his neckgina, I'm like, oh, come here, orange guy. Oh, let me slide up in there. I am, there. Hey. Dude. Oh, shit. Hey, so anyway, while we are fucking, you know, doing a little news, did you see Ryan Walters? Right? Guys, did you see? Remember this motherfucker? Right? You saw this guy. Hold on. You saw this guy yesterday. Okay? Right? This fucking extremist motherfucker who said, oh, he's putting a TPUSA in every Oklahoma school. Yes, the porn guy. The guy who was watching fucking porn during a school meeting. He's resigning, guys. Okay? He's resigning. He announced his resignation today. Okay? Today he announced it. Why? Because he's being investigated. And no, it was straight porn. Okay? But look at this. He announced his resignation as Oklahoma State Superintendent of Public Instruction effective October 1 to become CEO of the Teacher Freedom Alliance. So he's moving into a nonprofit billionaire heritage foundation funded, no doubt. Okay? Focused on reducing teachers' union influence. Okay? He's trying to break the teachers' union. Okay? He is trying to break the teachers' union. During his 3-year tenure, he implemented policies requiring Bible and 10 Commandments incorporation in public school curricula, which is facing federal lawsuits, which the Trump admin are probably vociferously fighting because they're not going to protect the separation of church and state. Oklahoma ranked 49th nationally in fucking schooling, right? They're terrible. But he is stepping down. All right? He's going to try to destroy the teachers union. He's stepping down because he's under investigation for pornography. Okay? You ready? Look at this. And check this out. On September 23rd, this is 2 days ago. No, they were 50th, but I guess they bumped up to 49th. He is a creep. Yeah, no, he is fucking, they're the bottom. I think they are 50th. I think that AI was wrong. Right? If they ranked 50th, July of 2025, they're 50th, dude. They're on the bottom, bro. Okay? They just got ranked. They were at 49th, now they're in 50th. But look at this shit. 2 days ago, it was reported that Walters had spent hundreds of thousands of state dollars meant for education on contracts with PR firms outside Oklahoma in order to promote his personal image as a right-wing culture warrior. This was after Governor Stitt placed a ban on such wasteful spending. An open records request revealed he had spent another $100,000 15 months after they banned that type of spending. These contracts resulted in Walters making over 400 appearances on national news shows. The day after the scandal was reported on, Walters announced he would resign from office. So, dude, he's resigning. It's not even over the porn investigation. He's resigning because he was spending state education funds to put his dumb, ugly, fucking Lord's Prayer motherfucking ass on TV. Okay? Because he's just trying to raise his reality TV government profile. He's trying to get elected as a Republican culture warrior bullshit artist, because that's all they vote for, because they don't care about policy. They just care about homophobia. Dude. And trying to break the teachers union. Look at this. Ain't this the great one, though? Maga superintendent who put Bibles in schools faces porn investigation. Dude. Oh, shit. That is a headline for the... that is a headline for the ages, isn't it? Right? In that one, that is a headline for the ages, my friends. Lord, dude. MAGA superintendent who put Bibles in schools faces porn investigation. Dude, that is literally, like, I hate to say this, guys, but this is like Christianity in one sentence, right? It is. It is Christianity in one sentence. They get aligned with MAGA and they're sex fiends, sex freaks that just don't fucking... Right? That's like the whole religion in one fucking sentence. I think this is fascinating, though. Because he was literally just talking about TPUSA. So yeah, I guess the Turning Point USA thing's not exactly happening, right? Got to cover Erica Kirk. I mean, dude, I don't know what that is, but I'm not covering it right now. And quit spamming the fucking chat. You can put some links in you know what I'm saying? You can put some links in the Discord to whatever information you have, but like that's not on the agenda right now. But we'll look at shit. I mean, if you're just talking about the Romanian like business or whatever she was involved in, all that trafficking and shit was in the 90s, right? Which is like, she was like 2 years old. But go put some links in Discord. We'll check it out, right? Eventually.
So Ryan, you just mentioned online that you're going to work for this non-teachers union. What do you want to say to Oklahomans who might feel like you're bailing out on them?
Oh, he's not.
Can
no
you tell
comment.
us when you're stepping down and when this job is coming to a close for you? We have to ask when this relationship started, because it seems like you've been pushing kind of this job for some time now. Did it interfere with your job for Oklahoma?
Oh, dude, look at him. What a cuck. Dude, these guys. See, you know what's funny about them? Here's what's funny about them guys but yeah, put your links in the Discord. It's down in the description, homie. All right. But you know what I'm saying? We'll fucking check it out. But dude, this shit right here, they yap, right? This motherfucker is a yapper. He's yapping about Bibles. He's yapping about sniffing Trump's balls. He's yapping about TPUSA and higher right chick from Libs of TikTok. This guy never stops running his mouth. But the minute they try to ask him some tough questions about, hey, homie, what the fuck are you doing? He runs like a little bitch, a little quiet, silent, scared little fucking MAGA turd, bro. Where are you going, Ryan Walters? Where are you going, Superintendent? Somebody got the hub on out in your fucking taxi cab? You got to rush out there real quick? You gotta get to your Grindr profile real fast before you get dude. Where are you going, sexy? Dude, yeah. Oh shit. Off he goes. Several questions. Dude, let's go. We like Wendy. All right, we're gonna follow Wendy, the nighttime anchor. She's fucking out there feisting. She's fucking pulling it off. Thank you, Wendy. Let's see what we got here. So this is the official announcement he made on Fox News.
State Superintendent and taking on the role as the CEO of the Teacher Freedom Alliance. We're going to destroy the teachers' unions. We have seen the teachers' unions use money and power to corrupt our schools, to undermine our schools. We are one of the biggest grassroots organizations in the country.
So he is funded by a right-wing Heritage Foundation fucking bullshit nonprofit they're going to try to destroy the teachers unions so they can fucking shove Bibles up kids' asses is what's happening.
We will build an army of teachers to defeat the teachers unions once and for all. So this fight's going national, and we will get our schools back on track. We will not allow any further union control.
All right, no teachers unions. All right, when OKC Fox agreed to let Ryan Walters use our studio for his interview with Fox National, we made clear we were going to talk to him afterwards. So there you go. You ready, guys? Check this out. So he went to the local Fox station to use their studio, okay? So he could pipe through to national Fox News. All right, he, again, doing one of those TV appearances that was arranged after him spending hundreds of thousands of taxpayer dollars in Oklahoma, where the schools are 50th. And yes, he is talking about public schools. Okay, so then they said, you know what? We will air you. We will give you our studio for you to do this national Fox interview, but afterwards we want to talk to you about whatever you're talking about. And then what he did was he resigned. He announces this new CEO position of this bullshit nonprofit, and then he bails. And then he bails and won't talk to them afterwards. So even when he sets up a deal to use the studio and do an interview afterwards, he denies them the interview afterwards. Why? Because he's a MAGA cuckoldry, right? Dude, cuckoldry, which is too bad. Dude, 20 years ago, I had some great shows in Oklahoma City. I actually had a girlfriend in Oklahoma City. Dude, it's fucked up. She was cool. Her name was Kate. She was amazing. But Oklahoma City's pretty cool. The rest of the state is like questionable, guys. It's a fucked up state, bro. It is a fucked up state. But yeah, man. Look at that. He's denying her. Dude, I like this woman, though. And here's what it is. He's now the CEO of Teacher Freedom Alliance.
Union. What do you want to
say? The CEO of Teacher Freedom Alliance. Teacher Freedom Alliance is entering a bold new era of leadership with Ryan Walters at the helm. He fearlessly fights the woke liberal union mob. TFA will take the fight straight to the unions, and we will not stop. Together, we will build a national movement that is centered on freedom and common sense. Dude, they keep using the word common sense. Dude, I want to put a boot in the ass of every right-winger who says common sense, because there's nothing common sense about them. Not on bullying and intimidation. Educators will now be able to break free. Stand with us now. We will fight for your conservative values. We will never compromise. We will restore your freedom. Yeah, that's what they want. They want your freedom to be racist, misogynist, transphobic, homophobic jackholes. That's what they want. They want the freedom to be discriminatory and to get away with it. And they're not going to win. I can tell you right now, right? I can tell you right now that they, dude, they have overstepped like their bounds in every possible way, that there's going to be such a massive woke backlash. Like it's going to be a crashing wave, because they have gone so overboard with trying to shut down speech, trying to, worship this Charlie Kirk guy. They're fucking grooming their little fucking young male fucking proteges and shit, desperately trying to like create this transphobic. There's like 600 anti-trans bills. They can't, Donald Trump's transgender for everyone. They're just literally talking about shit that doesn't even make any sense. And they are going to wear out their welcome so badly. It's going to be the giantest backlash, because they just can't stop. There's no amount of power or like that. They won't ever stop, right? The minute they take one thing, they go after another. Right? Like if they get to control you via a bathroom bill, then they're making it so you can't get any health care if you're a trans person. And once they strip away the health care, then they're going to make it so you can't go out in public as a trans person. Then they're going to be able to, like, you know what I mean? I mean, now they're fucking calling like if a criminal knows a trans person, they're calling it trans violence. They're so whacked out of their head. Fucking clowns, bro. All right. So he did not step up. But he bailed, right? Failed, caught looking at porn, used the news studio, ran away from their questions, and there it is. Oklahoma schools ranked 50th in the nation. Good job, Ryan Walters. Good job, buddy. Wait, you put Bibles in the schools? Where do you rank? On the bottom. You're watching porn in your meetings? Where do you rank? On the bottom. You put Bibles in the schools? Where do you rank? All the way at the bottom. It's my new rap, dude. Oh, shit. Isn't that funny? Dude, he stepped down. Oh, shit. Ryan Walters is stepping down as Oklahoma superintendent of schools to spend more time with this porn, dude. Dude, he needs more time, right? Right? He's going to be spending more time with his incognito internet browser. That's what Ryan Walters is doing. He's like, I would love to be the superintendent of Oklahoma for a while, but let me just tell you, we're 50th in education, and I've got 5 incognito internet browsers waiting for me at home that I've got to get back to. And no more of them, right? And only 2 of them have straight porn. Dude. Oh, shit. Yeah, no, he was trying to buy Trump Bibles. All right. Moving along, though, guys. You ready for this, though? You ready? You ready? This is kind of big news, guys. But, so, Jillian Michaels... Look at this. Dude, she quit. She quit. Her take. Jillian Michaels is leaving after that one episode, guys. Now, I'm going to tell you guys. You ready? Hold on. I think it's deeper than this. Okay. And she, so here's the deal, guys, is I know she had this show. I know she became, now she's transphobic as all get out. Okay. Let me just tell you, she was a liberal until she got gay married and got that Hollywood money. And once she got Hollywood rich and was able to get gay married, she abandoned the Democratic Party and she became a Republican, mostly centered around her transphobia. Terribly transphobic. Okay, now we find out that she's got some Israel, like she's got some significant like Zionist tendencies. Okay, she is crazy. She's like an anti-vaxxer, I think, to a degree. She is mental. I mean, we knew she was mental when she had that show where she was just attacking people. You know, she's an abuser. Okay, she's been an abuser. But I'm telling you guys, I know she's using the Netanyahu and the her take and all this shit and the you know, the whatever, the Israel shot Charlie Kirk conspiracies that they were talking about. I believe this has something to do with the slavery stuff too, though, guys, because she got involved in this Her Take podcast, but she got vilified, guys, with that bullshit slavery take on CNN. She got outed as a significant bigot, a big time bigot. And she was not able to shed that attention. I know a couple weeks later, they had that black guy on, the guy who's like a total pick-me, who just sat there and didn't even speak for like 55 minutes. They didn't even let him talk. He just basically sat there and nodded when she was like, oh yeah, I'm not a racist. And he's like, right? Remember that? Oh my God, what a disaster. Now the Netanyahu shit comes out, but now she's out. I thought maybe she was sort of staging a little bit of like the Vinny tampon thing. I thought she was staging some of that shit, but she actually is quitting the show. She's bouncing from the whole show, which is interesting because what's going to happen to Her Take? She was like the leader, guys. She was the leader. She was the one announcing everything. She was the focal point. But yeah, let's hear about it. I'm not sad. Dude, I think she's a fucking piece of shit. Okay, she is. And she was using like chat GPT bots to reply to her Twitter. Dude, she is a scoundrel, right? But yeah, she's not going to be connecting a whole lot anymore, I don't think. But here we go.
You knew I wasn't cool with it. You knew I wasn't comfortable. You misled me about how you were going to represent it. And I'm out.
Netanyahu is a bad guy. And he wanted to make it seem like, no, we were all great. We were good. We had a great relationship. Little did we know behind the scenes, there was a lot of pressure toward
ends up
Netanyahu.
being about how do we bash Israel.
All right, now, first off, though, dude, Netanyahu is a bad guy, right? Like, I get it. You don't want to have a show where you just needlessly bash the citizens of Israel or the country of Israel, but like the Israeli government, Netanyahu and these guys, they're not good people. Netanyahu's a goddamn war criminal, right up there with fucking Putin and Trump, and right, just blowing up random people on suspicion of whatever. Dude, he's a fucking degenerate, man.
This is not for me. I'm not interested in this.
Okay,
I love
I
you
know.
guys.
I'm
sorry.
Let's be good. Let's be good about precious Israel. Let the country committing a genocide. Yeah. Okay.
Zero. I think you guys are great. I fundamentally disagree with you about like every show doing this. I'm sorry.
Cool.
This is going to be a touchy thing that happened a couple days ago, right? I saw your thing, and I saw Anna's
No,
response.
I'm happy to talk about that.
And
with
it seems like
I will
freedom of
happily
speech
discuss that with
thing.
you. Let's discuss that. So let me be very clear. I'm responsible for the content on that show. PBD was like, you are responsible. And so at this point, I was saying, guys, you know, this has been covered a week ago. This is the first day of Rosh Hashanah. We're going to look like assholes doing this literally the day after they buried the man. There are plenty of things to focus on. You know, the gun being disassembled, like what's weird about the text messages, this guy who was apparently at 9/11.
Right.
You want to focus on that. And they insisted on doing it. All of them insisted on doing it. And then when Lindy and Amy tried to make the case for it, I was appropriately stunned because I had had completely contradictory conversations. And as mentioned, when Anna...
Dude, the MAGA drama just cracks me up, dude. The drama, right? Like, dude, they were talking about conspiracy theories, you know what I mean? But the drama, the MAGA.
As mentioned, when Anna came out, because I said, I do not want another show that just bashes Israel. This is not the time. And she's like, no. There's no evidence for this. Absolutely. You say that. I was like, I think this endangers Jewish people. I think this is irresponsible. By all means, Jill, say that.
Can you separate out, do you think you can separate out Israel from Jewish culture,
For me,
religion?
personally, of course. I actually think a healthy criticism of Netanyahu and his party, that is...
See, it's weird, though, because Anna was talking about Netanyahu, right? And she was like, can you stop bashing Israel? This does not match what actually occurred. I watched that goddamn video 100 fucking times. I made a video about this.
Totally
different.
Justified
Yeah.
and different. I also think a healthy criticism of October 7th and, you know,
The stuff that Charlie was talking
all
about.
of the
right?
things that, is, but where is the balance?
I think Anna is one of these good faith people who
I think
who are
Anna-
not pointing towards Jewish people. They're pointing towards like a government that's
I
acting
think
in a...
Anna has gone down a rabbit hole a little bit.
But I wouldn't bring it up if...
Dude, she says Anna has gone down a rabbit hole. Oh shit, dude. There's gonna be more. There's gonna be some fucking... Get your popcorn, folks.
I bring up a segment and says there's no credibility to this, then I shouldn't be bringing it up. I would only bring it up and say, hey, I think this is something to look at here, guys.
As mentioned, she comes out and she's like, okay, there's no evidence, but Netanyahu's disgusting and look at the way he responds. And I was like, we're done. I'm done.
Do you feel like you could work with these people again?
But the show's not done, right?
I don't actually know, to be dead honest with you. I won't be participating.
All right. So we don't know what's up with the show, but she won't be participating. Oh, boo fucking who, bro? Dude, here, let's see what we got here.
I'm
Let's see if we got anything interesting here. All right, so she says she's out.
Vast majority of people are. Then I think you have a responsibility to present both sides. And I think that you need to be exceptionally careful with your speech. So Anna Kasparian has her own platform. Amy Dangerfield has her own platform. Lindy Lee has her own platform. I have sat through so many.
You know what's so funny? Here's what's funny is she was on a show with Amy Dangerfield, who provides no value. Lindy Lee, who is a lying, team-changing, degenerate fucking scumbag, like money grifter to the max. But it was criticism of Netanyahu that like ends it for Jillian, right? It's like she'll be on a show with Adolf Hitler and she's fine. But if you say anything bad about Netanyahu, she's like, I'm out. Dude, yeah, no, they are shills. But they're not even really shills. I feel like shills have some credibility. Okay, these women all have zero credibility. Right? Like Lindy Lee literally changed her political orientation the day of the election win. Right? Anna went from defund the police to like put every motherfucker in jail. Yeah, they all have no credibility. Like none. I mean, it was like 4 women that nobody would take seriously because they're all degenerates. And somehow Jillian Michaels found a way to be like even more of a Karen than the rest of them.
Different conversations and invited them as interviews. I want to be clear, because if I interview Dave Smith, I'm learning his perspective. If I interview Barry Weiss, I want her perspective. A debate is, I have the qualifications to come on here and make a case for, X, Y, Z. I said very clearly, guys, there have been numerous shows now with all of the things in the news where it's let's bash Israel, let's bash Israel, let's bash Israel. I understand. I think there are gross atrocities that are being committed. This is a very complex thing. I don't truly believe it. Anna, if you want to do this and this is your thing, you have a huge platform. Do it on there.
Do it there.
See, it's weird though that she's like, there are atrocities that are happening, but don't say anything bad about the people committing the atrocities. That's just it. Okay? I understand if you don't want to make every show you do about that Middle East subject, because it does stir a lot of rabid energy. Okay? There's a lot of pain and death over there, and people are super feisted out. But there's no fucking way you can talk about the Middle East and not point out the fact that Netanyahu and company are fucking degenerate war criminal motherfuckers. Okay, you don't want to have every show be about the Middle East, fine. But there's no fucking way you can say, oh, there's atrocities happening there, but don't say anything bad about the people committing the atrocities. That's bullshit. Okay? It's you know what I mean? That is some fucking bullshit, because then you don't believe there's atrocities if you can't hold people responsible for their role, right? You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Done it quite a bit of it here now. The man was just buried. It's the first day of Rosh Hashanah. And you guys want to go on and give credibility to something that there is no current evidence for. And I'm responsible for this platform and the content that goes out on it. We don't have a person.
Okay, so then it's, just to clarify, so then the editorial, I guess, responsibility is yours.
It's mine.
It's not like a 4-person share.
Yeah, so if you're responsible, then why didn't you just veto and say no segment?
I was the tip of that spear. PBD, you're the point guard. You're the point guard. You're in charge of that. You're the one. If you had a problem, you should have come to me. And so at this point, I was saying, guys, this has been covered a week ago. This is the first day of Rosh Hashanah. We're going to look like assholes doing this. Literally the day after they buried the man. There are plenty of things to focus on. The gun being disassembled, what's weird about the text messages, this guy who was apparently at 9/11. Right. You want to focus on that. And I said, there's no evidence for this. You don't have the evidence for this.
And this is specifically in reference to the Max Blumenthal thing, where he talked about $150 million.
Connection to supposedly killing Charlie Kirk. So I was like, okay, they insisted on doing it.
See, dude, I know that there's no evidence of Israel killing Charlie Kirk, but I can totally understand why people want to talk about it. Netanyahu's behavior was very fucking strange, okay? Charlie Kirk was evolving on Israel. Israel has behaved in such a way that they're scrambling to rein in everybody. You know what I'm saying? Look at what they've been doing to Trump's admin. How Trump admin says, we're not going to fund you, no federal funds, if you fucking divest from Israel, right? I mean, there's some weird shit going on. That fucking sex predator in Vegas getting getting out of the country after he gets busted. You know what I'm saying? There is some weird shit going on with Israel that is worth talking about. Even if we don't have proof, it's worth examining, because they are behaving. There's shit going on in our government, guys. Don't get me wrong, okay? Because again, to separate Israel and the Jewish people, I was in a Jewish fraternity in college, okay? I went to college. All of my good friends were Jewish guys, okay? Great guys. And I got to see the sort of anti-Semitism side. And I fucking feel for the shit that they've gone through, because anti-Semitism exists and it's very real. But this is separate than Benjamin Netanyahu and his little war machine his little imperialist war machine of being able to do whatever he wants to whomever he wants because America writes him a blank check and backs him up. Okay? Now, I know that because of the Christians here, we've always been supportive of Israel, both in money and in deed, right? With the exception of, you know, some presidents have spoken up and been like, yo, you need to fucking like slow it down there. But I have never seen anything, guys, like the last couple of years, like the AIPAC funding, AIPAC like putting millions into primaries to get the AIPAC funded candidate in the election, then the federal government threatening federal funds if you divest from Israel, like people getting fired for saying bad shit about Israel, fucking Israel like extricating pedophiles and getting them out of the country with no charges, right? The Epstein ties to Ehud Barak and you know, possible ruminations about, you know, fucking intelligence work and all this shit, and just a crazy like Israel influence where, you know, Trump's pulling the chair for him and everybody's just giving him a blank check. Like something is fucking going on that is not fucking normal, where it seems like some of our government is like Israel first and then America like after Israel's gotten all their needs taken care of. And that's weird, guys. I don't know why that is. That's not normal, okay? That to me is not fucking normal, you know? And yes, they do have good health care and, you know, their citizens have a lot of things better than we do, right?
All of them insisted on doing it. So it turns out that they're like, no, we appreciate, we don't think this is true. Right. Amy says, I don't think this is true.
I think Anna said, I don't think this is true.
Anna says, I don't think there's no evidence for this. Amy starts out her segment with, there's no evidence for this. Okay. But then proceeds to only present half of the information and then fight to try to make a case that it has merit.
Well, you know, what information is she supposed to present there? Obviously, Bibi was acting fucking weird, bro. Okay? Bibi was asking fucking weird, you know?
And at this point,
it was acting weird.
You just said you didn't think there was evidence for this. You just started the segment saying you don't think there's evidence for this. You don't have the information that this guy, Max Blumenthal, has written for papers funded by Qatar and Iran. You somehow left that part of it out. Your source is Candace Owens. I like Candace. I've had her on. You know, I do think maybe she's a bit down a rabbit hole. But
that's her platform. She's allowed to do that.
Of course. Yeah. I've had her on my platform to talk about it.
Right.
She's talked about it on my platform. It wasn't a debate. It was an interview. I was like, okay, tell me.
Dude, isn't it funny how the woman who like was like defending slavery is saying other people are down a rabbit hole? And don't you find that odd? That like the woman who we watched defend slavery and try to whitewash slavery is now saying these other people are down a rabbit hole. It's like, honey, you are in a fucking sinkhole of degeneracy and stupidity. And you're talking about other people in the rabbit hole. Like, oh, all right.
I'm confused. You know, not the Charlie Kirk thing, but her concerns about Israel or her concerns about vaccines. Not the Charlie Kirk piece. I wouldn't have that probably. That's for her platform.
Yeah.
You know, right now, I think that Jewish people are scared. I have very many Jewish friends who are afraid to wear their Star of David. They're seeing an incredible rise in anti-Semitism that resembles what their grandparents described in World War II Germany. Mm-hmm. I think this is very real. I've also interviewed...
Dude, she said her Jewish friends are feeling like pre-World War II Germany here in America. That's not true. Okay? Like there's no doubt that there's an increase in anti-Semitic energy because, and this has nothing to do with the Palestinian protests or anything like that. Dude, Linda Lou, let's go. Right? There is a thing that is happening where because there's a bunch of Palestinians protesting and people are speaking up for Palestine, that a lot of anti-Semites are using the existence of this negative view of Netanyahu and Israel. A lot of anti-Semitic people are trying to glom on there, and like it gives them a vehicle to sort of like align with, to fucking be shitters. But there's nobody's breaking out armbands for these people. Like that comparison she made right there to pre-1933 Germany. Like, really? Is she talking about Stephen Miller and Trump? I mean, who is she talking about there? Right? It's wildly fucking exaggerated.
The 𝗙𝗪𝗏s, the Barry Weisses, the Dave Rubins, as well as the Dave Smiths, the anti-Kasparians. I've listened to both sides. It's very complex. I don't have, as I said, the knowledge base, the credibility, the expertise to engage in any sort of argument.
Dude, why does she always do this weird shit with her shirts? Have you noticed that? She always is like trying to make it seem like she's having a fucking wrestling match or some shit.
That. Now, I don't know if you've heard 𝗙𝗪𝗏 talk about how there's 6 degrees of Jew. And what he means by that is you'll always link back some sort of atrocity to the Jews. Always. You'll always find a way. 9/11, the killing of Charlie Kirk. It's the Jews. It's the Jews.
Well, there's some people, I think, just to give, like, there's good faith people who try to, I think Anna is one of these good faith people who are not pointing towards Jewish people. They're pointing towards like a government that's acting in a...
Anna has gone down a rabbit hole a little bit. I think that she's gotten...
Because is she talking about...
Dude, look at her. She's trying to like shit on Anna and influence this guy's... Dude, she is. This guy's like, Anna is good faith, okay? Dude, and she's like, oh, I think she went down a rabbit hole. Dude, she's trying to manip.
But, well, okay. I'll give you an example. Like, again, you want to do this, do it on your platform. I have people sending me videos of her saying, you think you're God's chosen people, but you behave like demons.
She said that?
Yeah. You want the video of it?
No.
Yeah,
I mean, I believe you, but
no.
I'll
play it for you right now.
But that is implicating a religion, an ethnicity group, versus saying, "Hey, Netanyahu's government is doing this." I think those are two different things.
You think you're God's chosen people, you behave like demons.
Yikes!
That's here.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I'll send you it's in my phone.
I think it's important to.
But yeah,
I think it's important.
But
yeah.
So,
we can clip into the show.
Okay, so hold on. So let me back up for 1 second.
Dude, she's like, I got this Anna quote on my phone. Let's go. Oh.
I've been accused of everything under the sun. You're a racist. You're a transphobe. You're a bigot. You're a picket, right? And you're a quack. You're anti-science. And those 3 girls, to their credit, I was like, oh, this is going to be a lot for them to have to kind of weather the storm and sit next to me. And they did.
Yeah, they sat next to you until you started spouting off about slavery. You fucking dumb shit. Dude, she is like such a dumb shit, bro. She is, bro. She is so like, she is such a MAGA Karen. She did, Matt. I'm waiting to see her like elaborate. We watched that short, but I think she's left the show, right?
So as Anna's being like called all these things, and I'm like, I owe it to her to sit next to her and not, this like, but it was making me increasingly uncomfortable. And then every show's now bashing Israel. And now you're trying to make a case that the Jews were somehow connected to 9/11. So that was a show just a few shows back. And at that point, I'm like, I think, there's a lot in the news, okay? This is very dangerous, this rhetoric. These words, I understand that you would never cause harm on somebody, but I think your words could potentially stoke very dangerous narratives of anti-Semitism. I'm kind of putting this into...
Dude, it's weird how she doesn't have the same issue with Trump's words, right? Isn't that weird? Like a rapey McFucknutterson. She's never like, wow, Trump, your words could be harmful.
The zeitgeist. With also the show's showrunner, Lindy and I were going back and forth. I'm like, Lindy, she's sending me the demons thing. I'm like, this is concerning. So, we have the 9/11 thing. And then I'm like, I think, guys, We just buried him. It's the first day of Rosh Hashanah, and there's no evidence for this.
Dude, yeah, I agree with what Matt said there. Everybody I know that is like anti-Semitic is a right-winger, right? Which is weird. I know people that are supporters of Israel, but they are anti-Semitic as fuck, bro. It's like their support of Israel is just because Israel's like a hammer to groups they hate even more, which are Muslims. But I've never seen a left-winger that was like anti-Semitic.
This is dangerous. We are not like capable of doing this segment in a credible way unless you're planning on presenting all sides of this, having somebody with a differing opinion. We need to be responsible. Don't worry. Get
Benji
and then
on
the next
there.
thing I know, Lindy and Amy are making the case that it's true. It's like, oh, but Max is great and Candace is the source. And I'm like, wait a minute. How do we get Colvit's wrong and Colvit's lying and the business partners are lying? They're not telling the truth. And he was just with Candace. And I'm thinking, didn't we just agree that we were not going to say there was merit here? I thought we were all on the same page that there was no evidence for this. And then Anna turns around and is like, there's no evidence for this. And I was like, oh, thank God. Okay, let's move on. And she's like, but Netanyahu. Oh my God, how does every freaking show come back to this? How does every show come back to this? And at that point,
but she said healthy criticism of Netanyahu was allowed. Remember, guys? Huh? Her words.
And I'm like, I'm not going to be responsible for this. I'm not going to participate in this. This is, I'm responsible for this. And this is not a debate. This is not an interview. This is not a fair portrayal of all of the facts. And this is not for me. So again, I get it. I've sat through all of those.
Because I'm sure you're very well versed now in her perspective.
I am very versed in her perspective. And I've also interviewed Sean Hannity and Leland Vittert and Kat Saad and Barry Weiss. I haven't interviewed Ben Shapiro. I've heard him talk about this is very complex and nuanced. This is not, and it's trendy. I'm sorry, everyone under 30 is like, fuck Israel. And I'm like, but do you really understand
She
this?
said it's trendy, but like, what an idiot. It's trendy, she said, right? It's like, no, it's like young people are sick of watching death. It's not that it's trendy. Oh yeah, it's just really cool to be anti-Netanyahu. It's like, no, young people are opening up their social media and they're watching that guy murder goddamn children every fucking day. It's not trendy. It's like you're a goddamn moron if you look at that shit and you're not enraged. Netanyahu should be in fucking prison, bro. Right? Like, goddamn, dude. It's not about being trendy. It's about being a goddamn human being. Yeah, somebody who kills 50,000 kids should fucking get a boot in their fucking ass because they're not good. They're not a good human being. And then they're shooting people. They're putting them in cages to get food and fucking shooting them and shit. Like, come on, bro. And it's like every goddamn day there's more missiles. There's more like forcing them into a corner, burning them to shreds, and then saying they made us do it. It's like, what the fuck, bro? Like that motherfucker Netanyahu should be in a stockade with like, you know, the fucking like 9 irons. Right? People lining up with 9 irons.
Though, do you, at 30, do you understand the nuance of this? This is thousands of years old. Where is your outrage about the killing of the Druze people? Where is your outrage about like all?
Well, I think that
Oh, where is your outrage about slavery? Right? Remember, Jillian? Where's your outrage? Oh, everybody did it. Everybody was doing it. Right? Dude, yeah, she is like... Dude, she is so abusive, this woman. She is. She's manipulative, guys. Even what she's doing on this show. Like this guy was trying to sort of present Anna's sort of side. And she's like, oh, I have the clip. I can show you. She said like, oh, Jewish people are demons, right? She's trying to undermine Anna's like public sort of like whatever relations with these people that were speaking positively of her.
A different well to go because I am on the more on the
you are, and I
side
respect, and honey, I respect that. I'm sitting right here.
Yeah,
with
of course.
you,
So that's why
and I'm talking about it with you.
Yeah,
and I respect your opinion. But when I'm responsible for it,
that I understand. If it's your show, but I wouldn't bring it up if I bring up a segment and says there's no credibility to this, then I shouldn't be bringing it up. I would only bring it up and say, hey, I think this is something to look at here, guys.
Well,
right?
We all agreed there was no credibility to it, and yet it was brought up anyway.
And you probably felt a little blindsided, and given the holiday and everything else.
Railroad, which I didn't appreciate.
Yeah.
So I went and I had other issues. So, for example, we had on a former senator.
Dude, she's like a terrible Sarah Connor. Dude, if Sarah Connor was an asshole, that would be Jillian Michaels.
And listen, I don't care if you don't like her. Don't bring her on as a guest if you're going to, engage in ad hominem attacks.
Right, for sure.
So we bring on 𝗙cE 𝗠𝗆, and this woman is saying, like, I get that you guys are all outraged about this policy or that policy, but Trump is going to Trump. Trump's not listening to the Her Take podcast, so let's deal in reality. They, move along. Like, let's focus on what to do about it. They all three went batshit crazy. Now, I'm not going to try to take that away from them. They were offended. Okay. But the next thing I know, I've got Lindy telling her she's a communist or something to that effect. Like, this is communism.
Dude, there's no way. She's upset that people were hard on 𝗙cE 𝗠𝗆. Like, what the fuck, bro?
Do not let people have your... And 𝗙cE's like, I'm extremely offended by that. Amy is like, no wonder you don't want to talk about the Epstein files. I'm like, oh, stop! I'm like, oh my God, this is got... I'm like, okay, stop. And Anna's like, you are a disaster in the Senate. And this is not... this is not me.
Well, it's not productive.
This is not... I don't believe in ad hominem attacks. So I go...
Dude... saying you were a disaster in the Senate is not an ad hominem attack. She was a fucking disaster in the Senate, dude, with her little curtsy, thumbs down. Like, dude, she ruined every major piece of legislation that could have fucking changed the world. She ran as a very progressive. And then as soon as she got in there, she vetoed every bit of remotely progressive legislation. She was a liar, a turncoat, deceiver, deceptive, scratching the backs of lobbyists or somebody. I still don't know who she was like, right? I mean, dude, she was like John Fetterman on 2 hits of bad acid, right? Oh, fuck. Where was I?
I just think if you're determined, you better present all of the facts. Okay.
Can you separate?
Ding, 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 ding. When Anna launches into her personal attack on me, topic, even what's the most ironic, okay, like this is not, I am horrified by the atrocities, equally disturbed, okay? Like this is not, I am horrified by the atrocities, period. I certainly am not a person who should be expanding on this topic. Even what's the most ironic is when, this is unfortunate, but when Anna launches into her personal attack on me, people are like, she shouldn't be talking about that. She's a health expert. I'm like, ding, 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 ding. Exactly. She has a platform to discuss it. We've discussed it numerous times to the point of me becoming uncomfortable with regard to trying to make a connection between 9/11 and Israel, which is like, there's no evidence there whatsoever.
I think Tucker Carlson just came out with a whole docu-series about that, by the way, yesterday.
Dear God. Okay. Then that's...
Dude, we know Anna's a big Tucker fan, dude. Dude, Anna's in a weird place, guys. Right? Anna? Dude, Anna is in a weird place, is she not? Because Anna is like too far left and anti-Israel to hang out with the pseudo MAGA bigoted weird right-wingers, but then she is like smitten with Tucker fucking Carlson, bro. Right? Like, what is that all about? Anna's like Tucker Carlson worship is wild, dude. It is. Like, seriously. That, I mean, you know, is she angling? You know how she mentioned about Tucker thinking about running for president? You think Anna is angling to be like Tucker Carlson's like press secretary or some shit? Or like involved in his campaign if he runs for president? I could fucking see that, boss. There's something going on. Like her Tucker worship was weird, bro. It was some weird shit in that fucking interview.
Carlson. Let Tucker. Tucker can do that on his play. You do it on yours. Like, this is something that I'm responsible for. I hired her for that job.
Well, so
I hired her. I went to PBD.
Yeah.
And I was like,
And
meet
it's a
Anna
good-
Kasparian. And he's like, I told you.
And Anna is a force to be reckoned with. I think she's
Dude, that's crazy. She says I hired Anna and like now she's all bitter.
And I think that's, I mean, I respect her a lot.
I think what she did after was classless. I do. I'm sorry.
I saw the segment. You're talking about her on TYT.
Dude. Oh, shit. Yeah, the TYT thing. I thought the thing that Anna did that was funny, that I knew was not going to land well, was after Jillian gets all upset and goes through the rigmarole of like taking off her mic and walking off, Anna said to her, oh, there you go. Can't say anything about your precious little Israel, even though they've been committing a genocide, right? Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm like, really? I was like, dude, I have sung your praises in the public forum, whether it was on Rogan or News Nation.
Well, even right now, you're saying
I got you that job. And for you to go and do that, and I kept my mouth shut. Because the truth of the matter is, I didn't want to give anybody the impression I thought the girls were anti-Semitic. I had very serious reservations about it, and I was concerned that it could make them look that way. I'm like, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut, let it stand on its own. I didn't want to do the segment. And I was like, you're a class act, kid. Like, this is how you respond. And I think it's all about she is young. It's all about like clicks and noise, and I don't think that's a classy way to handle it. I didn't appreciate it.
This issue is very complex in that there's a lot of things involved. And I think there are some, to your point, I think there's a lot of people who glom onto this Israel issue as like an attack towards Jewish people, right? They do that on purpose as like, they're not saying, we're not talking about Jews, we're talking about Israel. And I think there is a bad faith group of people who do that. But then there's another cohort of people like myself who say that it's only, honestly, I don't really care about what the Israeli government, I have nothing to do with it. So if you want to do it that way. But it's only when you start infringing on my rights, when you start passing like BDS laws saying, hey, you can't criticize Israel.
Of course.
And that
and then Kirk himself was like, I should be able to, I've earned the right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And that's where I think people like me start to talk about this issue. It wasn't going to be an issue for me until you now impacted my life, or just like, legislation that's,
something?
Yeah.
Do you think blaming the Jews or Israel for 9/11 or killing Charlie could stoke anti-Semitic narratives?
It could, but
like if it has no merit, could it potentially be irresponsible?
And I would try to do it. I would say what I would try to do is because I have a lot of Jewish friends. I went to school in New York, so just by my cohort of classmates, so they send me stuff all the time. Even the stuff I say, they're like, "Hey, man, this is too far."
Yeah.
And so I'm very well aware of what they're talking about, and what I try to explain to them is that I'm trying to do this to hopefully reduce anti-Semitism, because I do think on the other side there is.
So I just want to get Jillian's fucking. So here's what Anna said. Anna said, not only did no one insinuate that Israel killed Kirk, it was repeated that none of us thought so over and over again. She had a problem with Americans on an American show criticizing Israel. As long as my country borrows money and continues to blow up our debt to pay for Israel's endless multi-front wars, I will air my thoughts whenever and however I want. And like, so Anna's like, fuck you, but I just want to hear the part where she says she's not going to be on the show. That's really all I'm waiting for.
I just don't, that's not where I'm at. I can't ever.
Oh, here we go.
that connect. I want to do segments that connect Israel, put forward, not interested, don't want to do it. I just don't, that's not where I'm at. I can't ever convey a
That's
point
not where
on
I'm
a
at.
panel. Like I was on Piers, and I happen to love Piers, and he had my back, and he had Riley Gaines.
Dude, she's like, I love Piers. He had my back, and he had Riley Gaines' back. Ew. Dude, when you're saying I love Piers, and he had Riley Gaines' back with me, you're the fucking problem, okay? I hate to say it, right? If you love Piers and you think fucking like him having Riley Gaines back is a good thing, like you're a fucking scoundrel.
Back. But we went into this panel, and the intention was I immediately went in and was like, I'm going to find things on the right that I could say, like, they shouldn't have done this too. Now your turn, right? So I was like, I
can already guess how
not
this
have
is
made
gonna
this
go.
statement about the Second Amendment, and people who believed in the Second Amendment could, a joke about taking out politicians. Like, I was all prepared to be like, here's a concession, here's a concession, here's a concession. Your turn. And the entire time they're like, you guys are bigots, you guys are racists, you're bigots and racists and transphobes and bigots and racists, you bought your daughter. And I came off of that, I'm like, what am I doing, man? What am I doing?
It's really hard,
here?
the online
Well,
space.
that is
because
on purpose, though.
James and I have had conversations,
Oh, yeah.
and, there was this one segment, and I was standing up for the rise in anti-Semitism, and I was dragged through the public square, right? And so it's hard. And
You support killing babies. You're like,
it's difficult because, it's like, I don't need to do this podcast. So then you do start to question and try to soul search and find out, is it worth it to have these conversations? Yeah. I'm not on a panel, and James and I have become
Well, I think
friends,
it's what you're trying to do with this panel, because some of the Piers Morgan stuff is entertainment. It's supposed to be a WWE cage match. That's the whole point of that show.
Dude, yeah, Piers' show is bullshit. It's like ignorant, fucking loud people crammed in a room together, you know what I mean? Yelling at each other. It's garbage.
Versus like, we're actually trying to find common ground. It becomes, the intent becomes like, hey, are you trying to like basically get everybody in a shouting match, and that's the entertainment factor?
I want to
or
just
is it
see the
interesting
fucking,
where
come
you're
on, dude.
No evidence for it. There's no evidence of this $150 million
Come
payment.
on.
There's no evidence that Israel was linked in any way. Bill Ackman came out and said, I have all these receipts. This isn't true. Like, there's quite the opposite. There is a large amount of evidence that it isn't true. There's no evidence that it is true. It's a week old. Why are you doing it? On the first day of Rosh Hashanah, the day after the man died, they asked you to have some respect for this now at this point. And then it was
the day, she keeps saying the day after the man died. This wasn't the day after Charlie died. What the fuck is she talking about?
No, don't worry. We don't think it's true. We're just going to say, hey, people are talking about this, but there's no evidence for it. And then when Lindy and Amy tried to make the case for it, I was appropriately stunned, because I had completely contradictory conversations. And as mentioned, when Anna came out, because I said, I do not want another show that just bashes Israel. This is not the time. And she's like, no. There's no evidence for this. Absolutely. You say that. I was like, I think this endangers Jewish people. I think this is irresponsible. By all means, Jill, say that. So she, as mentioned, she comes out and she's like, okay, there's no evidence, but Netanyahu's disgusting. And look at the way he responds. And I was like, we're done. I'm done. You do this here. You do it on Young Turks. I can't, the Jewish, I just can't. It's not something. I've never been so ashamed. There's only been one other time I've ever been ashamed to be affiliated with a show. And that segment, I don't mean her take. I don't mean valuetainment. That segment, I felt the same amount of shame that I did when Rachel Fredrickson walked out on the season finale of Biggest Loser. I didn't train her. I had nothing to do with it. I didn't know she was going to walk out like that. She looked like she was on death's door.
Because why? She was so thin?
She was so thin.
Oh, wow.
She looked like she honestly came out of like a refugee camp. It was horrifying. And at that moment, I was like, I'm I'm ashamed of being associated.
Dude, she should have been ashamed of the whole fucking show, bro. It was called Biggest Loser. Like, what the fuck?
Quit the show immediately.
Oh, wow.
Immediately.
Dude, I'll be done with this in a minute. I'm waiting for her to clarify her leaving of her take, but she's fucking, like, taking her goddamn sweet time.
I said, this is awful. This is wrong. I got a letter from the head of NBC. We're going to sue you. We're going to go after you. You better shut up. I posted it actually on my Instagram recently because of this Netflix thing. I was like, this isn't true. This isn't true. With that said, that's the only other time I felt that way. And I was like, I'm not going to participate in this. I'm not going to be responsible for this. I'm not going to have this on my conscience. You guys want to do this? You do it on your own platform. You knew I wasn't cool with it. You knew I wasn't comfortable. You misled me about how you were going to represent it. And I'm out.
And that's, I think that's the takeaway here. I know we have like a minute left. I want to make sure you get out here on time, but I think that's the takeaway when you feel misled by your co-host. Because like we talk about everything that we're going to talk about on the show. Like we have a pre-show rundown and we trust each other in that we're going to approach these issues in what we expect versus I'm going to blindside her with a thing that she didn't know was coming, because I think that's the trust factor.
And thank God that doesn't happen, because then all of James's fans would come at me even more than they already do.
And so, like,
that's hard, you know.
And so, just to, kind of, we definitely appreciate your time and the conversation.
I
and we love
it too, guys. Thank you.
And so, final minute is like, what do you hope to, host on your platform going forward? Like, what's your mission going forward?
Obviously, I'm continuing to focus on health. I have a documentary coming out on Fox Nation about Maga. I'm just sending a deal.
She has a Maga documentary coming out. What a fucking loser, bro.
With Red Seat, I'm moving my podcast over to that platform. And there's going to be one show that looks back on the events of the week and, gives commentary and interviews experts.
She's going solo, guys.
That are relevant, and one interview show. If I do engage in debate, it's going to be an actual debate, not a panel. And it's going to be topics where I am an expert. Otherwise, it's going to be an interview.
Yeah, it's going to be what's the topic going to be? Grifting, ladder pulling, defending slavery. Today's topic will be ladder pulling after you get gay married. Today's topic will be fucking getting rich while shitting on others. Today's topic is going to be defending slavery. Everybody was doing it.
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping to elevate voices on all sides, which I think I have done very successfully.
Elevating voices. Today, we're going to have Joseph Goebbels on to talk about family life in 1930s Germany. And he'll be like, we weren't really that mean.
On my own podcast, as I mentioned, I've had everyone from Dave Smith and Anna as guests to Barry Weiss and 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗆 and 𝗏𝗙𝗪 Sargon.
Dude, she keeps listing like the same couple of names. How many times has she said 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹 and Barry Weiss? Right? She added 𝗏𝗀, who is that fucking crazy Zionist weirdo who called Shank Uyghur. But dude, Barry Weiss, like, come on, bro. She is a shill-o-rama. Dude, and 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹, he sucks too. But like, dude, she's literally just keeps mentioning the same like two names.
To present all sides and let people make their own decisions. But there are certain narratives.
All sides, except not the Netanyahu is bad side, right? She's like, I want to present all sides, but not the Netanyahu is bad side. That side we won't present because if I do, no more money. Oh.
I am not comfortable platforming personally if I think that they could do harm, and I don't think there's merit, and it's been debunked.
Dude, she platformed, guys, she is so full of shit. She literally platformed Pizzagate Jack Posobiec. Remember? They had Jack Posobiec, white boy summer, white supremacist, Pizzagate motherfucker on her take, and they talked about spirit cooking. Goddamn, bro. Like they were talking about Democrats spirit cooking, bro. And she's talking about harm What a fucking hypocrite. Bro, she is such a phony, dude.
So I want to do no harm. That's all. I want to bridge ideologies. I want to engage in conversation and dialogue.
I want to do no harm, but I'm going to hang out with the Pizzagate guy and talk about spirit cooking.
I want to have respectful debate. And
like Charlie Kirk. Like carry on that legacy.
Yeah.
Dude, no. They want to carry on the Charlie Kirk legacy. Oh, Jesus.
Do my part to engage in a healthy debate and conversation.
Yeah.
Well,
I
thank
love
you so
that.
much. Yeah.
Honestly,
appreciate
you're
it.
a star.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You're a star, dude. She's an idiot. But, dude, where the fuck, bro? I guess I didn't fucking... I want to see where she says she's leaving. Just give me 1 sec here to look in the transcript. All right? And then let me find where she's leaving. All right? It's going to be around 54 minutes. Because we didn't see it. I was skipping around. Dude, 114. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Work with these people again.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Natalie.
Okay, so it all just happened. I mean, this is like super fresh. Do you feel like you could work with these people again? Is the
show? No, the show's not done, right?
Yeah. Thank you.
Head
All right,
of the spear, like you said, for the show.
Supposed to be.
Okay, so it all just happened. I mean, this is like super fresh. Do you feel like you could work with these people again? Is
the show? No, the show's not done, right?
No, I'm pretty sure the show will. I don't actually know, to be dead honest with you. I won't be participating. And I think I've come to the conclusion that, I've had quite a few unfortunate events on panels. I don't think panels are going to work for me anymore.
Dude, you see that? What she says there? She's had bad events on panels. Panels aren't going to work. She says she's all about enabling open communication. But when there's multiple communicators, right, when they disagree with her, or if she has to defend her position, she's like, I'm out. I want to just be on a nice Maga panel where I can talk about fucking fluoride poisoning, and fucking Jerry Springer will come out and posthumously fucking give me a foot massage.
And the reason is...
No, the panel is always not... I mean, if you watch The View, nothing gets solved on The View.
Nothing gets properly. And it's like, I don't want to attack guests. That's not what I want to do.
No.
You guys want to attack the guests with personal attacks? Go for it. I don't want to put forward... I don't want to do segments that connect Israel, that connect conspiracy theories of the worst possible things that have ever occurred to Israel.
Dude, yeah, she's like, I cannot badmouth Netanyahu or I won't get my paycheck.
Not interested. Don't want to do it.
Not interested.
I just don't. That's not where I'm at. I can't ever convey a point on a panel.
I can't.
I was on Peers and I happen to love
when I'm on the panel, and when I said slavery was really great, all the black people on the panel looked at me like I was a goddamn fool, and they're like, "You crazy bitch!" And so I'm not doing panels anymore because, right here, have you guys seen my shoulder muscles? Oh, I just can't do panels. Dude, she's so fucking weird, bro. All right, I'm done. Dude. All right, all I can say is Jillian Michaels, I haven't known you that long because I didn't like your show because your show was toxic and fraudulent, that fucking biggest bullshit show that you were on, and you're an abuser. Okay. And then I saw you a little bit as I got into politics. I had not really heard of you. And all I can say is good riddance, right? You will not be missed. All right. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. So what my mom used to say, right? Nobody needs to hear your abusive gaslighting anymore, your manipulative shit where you say these asinine things defending the worst fucking people on the planet with your transphobic fucking bizarro like mentality, that Maga like brainwormed fucking reality. You know what I'm saying? So good riddance. Smell ya. All right. Enjoy your whatever, your brick free throw that you fucking sign up for afterwards. Later. All right. God damn, she's annoying. Now, speaking of annoying people, guys, dude, Megyn Kelly, okay? Can we talk about Megyn Kelly for a minute here? Because, dude, Megyn Kelly's having a mental health crisis. I know today is like the worst MAGA people on the planet. We're not going to cover any Laura Ingraham, okay? Right? Because she's probably halfway through a bottle of gin. But dude, Megyn Kelly is on a fucking bender, bro, with some weird, like, I said this after seeing the Charlie Kirk memorial, that the religious people in America right now are on one. Okay? The religious people in America are fucking on one, guys. They are like, I don't know, they're looking at the Trump shit and Charlie Kirk and a bunch of Charlie Kirk worship, and they're thinking that there's some sort of ginormous Christian revival and that they're just going to get to control us all. They're really thinking that they have way more power than they actually have. And yes, I agree with that sentiment. They've lost their fucking minds. But there's two things from Megyn Kelly that I want to look at. One of them, guys, is this batshit fucking video right here. Have you seen this? Dude, like, look at this shit, bro. She goes off because somebody did a witch curse on Charlie Kirk. And Megyn Kelly's like, how dare you do witch curses? Because this is like, that's real world dangerous. Like, bro, she is like, right? They're about to throw some women in water and put them in jail if they don't float and shit, you know, or if they don't sink, right? She is like Salem witch trialing on here, bro. Dude, and this is what I'm talking about, guys. That these people, these evangelicals or whatever, are losing their goddamn minds. Okay? They are like just so far outside reality. It's not even funny. And then, yes, we are going to watch the debate clip. I have not seen it yet, but I do want to look at it. But this clip right here is absolutely fucking batshit. And it's a sign, guys, that we're engaged in like a philosophical war with people that are not living inside reality. Okay? These people are like living outside reality, guys. They are living outside of actual, like, the reality that you and I live in. And it's a little frightening.
And while their article about all of this it was published on Monday, September 8th, it makes clear that the writer contracted for the curse in late August. She says she wanted it to line up with the new moon in Virgo, which this year meant August 23rd. That tracks because she points out in the piece that by August 24th, she was waiting impatiently for results.
Dude, all right, so a witch in August does a curse on Charlie Kirk. And Megyn wants to talk to the witch's manager. May I please speak to the witch's manager?
The witch, they reveal, promised on August 23rd that, quote, you will see the first results within 2 to 3 weeks. This was 18 days before Charlie was killed. Not satisfied with this curse, the amped up one alone, Jezebel reached out to a...
Can I just say, just briefly, kudos to the witch. That's all I'm going to say. Just kudos to the witch. All right.
Quote, third witch, Priestess Lilin. Jezebel opined, if enough people cursed a single person, would the results be stronger? Quote, when I asked her if she'd noticed more political figures being targeted these days, she said yes. The next day, Lilin sent the Jezebel writer proof of the hex she had cast. Quote, a photograph in flames, the edges slowly curling inward, engulfing Charlie's ridiculous, scrunched up little face. She whispered, I imagine, writes the Jezebel reporter, trust the unseen. Chills, writes Jezebel. Sunday, August 24th passed, writes the author, and nothing. Monday, August 25th, still nothing. Tuesday, August 26th, nothing. But then she writes, she reminded herself, this is witchcraft, not Amazon. The forces operate on their own schedule. The Jezebel writer ends the piece as follows. So, did my 𝗙ecie curses work? Time will tell. The forces move in mysterious ways. And as the priestess Lilin reminded me, spell work is a collaboration between the caster, the client, and the universe itself. For now, we can only trust in the timing of the great unknown. To you, Mr. Kirk, may the rash come swiftly. 2.5 weeks after those curses were requested and cast, 2 days after Jezebel published that article, Charlie was killed by an assassin's bullet. I know what you're thinking. This is a bullshit 𝗙cie curse.
What we're thinking is you're a goddamn freak, is what we're thinking, Megyn Kelly. That, like, what are you doing? Who is her audience, bro?
This is a bullshit 𝗙cie curse. Why are we spending time on this? I'm going to get to that in a minute. Stay with me for now. After the shooting, Jezebel took down the article, quote, on the recommendation of our lawyers. They underscored that the piece was meant to be humorous, intended as satire, and that they made clear they wished Charlie, quote, no physical harm, which is not the full story now, is it? At the same time, they said of the article, quote, we stand by every word, which means they did want him cursed. They wanted everyone to hate him. They wanted it to be powerful, and they wanted Charlie, quote, punished for years of regressive rhetoric. They also made clear that taking down the article was, quote, driven by an abundance of caution for our staff.
Well, of course, they're taking down the article because look at how people freaked out over Charlie. They're worried that those women would be in danger or they'd get blamed or some crazy fucking Christian bitch with a massive platform might do a fucking podcast about it. Right? Saying like, oh, the Jezebels like created a curse on Charlie and now he's dead. Right? Gee, I wonder why they took the goddamn article down, bro. Like, what the fuck, dude?
In other words, they were worried about violence against them by Charlie Kirk supporters.
Yeah, and that's a legitimate worry, too.
Also, they wrote, wished, quote, to avoid the piece being misused in a tense and volatile environment.
Yeah, well, yeah, dude, of course, it could create a whole bunch of chaotic shit, maybe get them sued. But I like what Natalie said there, that how it is very batshit crazy. If she really believes this, then yes, the witches are more powerful than the God that supposedly has the power to protect Charlie. Now, guys, as long as I was involved in Christianity, I've always had an issue with Christianity because of one thing, because they try to buy the cow and have the milk too, right? They do, right? Like, for example, they'll tell you that God is like, it's all free will, right? So God can't really, there's nothing predestined. He gave you free will. But then every time something good happens, they attribute it to God. And every time something bad happens, they never attribute it to God. Okay? So the entire thing is like some benefit of them, right? It is always to their benefit. If it's good, it came from God. Oh, if it's bad, free will, right? But if it's good, it came from God. Oh yeah, God did this. Oh, the bad thing? Nope. That free will, right? So it is a constant I'm blessed scenario. It is a reinforcement of this idea that they have been blessed, okay? That they have a special right, a special purpose, you know? And it gets even worse when they start like trying to take power over you and they believe they have the right because they're with your creator, okay? You're misguided and they actually know what's better for you because they're consulting with the entity that created you. So it's like an unwinnable exist outside reality environment that is, you know, only one-sided for them. And it's real fucking disturbing.
There was not, they made clear, any change in their editorial and judgment. In fact, they emphasized, quote, we may republish at a later date. They then rambled on about the country's gun problem and the heated political divide in the country and free speech, noting they do not actually condone political violence.
Yeah, isn't that funny, dude? How she's like, how dare they talk about the gun problem? But let me talk about the witches that are cursing Charlie Kirk. I mean, think about that, guys. This is where Maga is at, to where they won't talk about guns with Charlie Kirk, but they will talk about witches in you know, in a magazine who said they cursed Charlie, right? Guns aren't the problem. The curses being performed by witches are the problem. Okay. All right.
Now, again, you may be saying to yourself, why are we talking about 𝗙ecie curses? None of this is real. Well, two things. First of all, Christians are opposed to casting spells or trying to contact the spirit world. Not only because they believe there's only one God, but because they acknowledge the existence of the devil and evil spirits.
Dude.
Here is Father Mike Schmidt. He was on the day Charlie died, helping us through that as well. But he came on our show first time a couple of years ago, and here he is discussing this very subject.
The motivation behind the Ouija board is actually something where I'm trying to contact spirits. And someone could say, well, I'm trying to contact nice spirits or good spirits. And the unfortunate thing we know about is that, yes, when God created angels, he created angels. They're good. They're beautiful. They're in harmony with him. But also we know that a number of those said no to God. A person who's reasonable would say, but I'm just playing. And I would say, I completely understand that. And then I would say, at the same time, at the same time,
we're all mental. And so therefore your Ouija board is the devil. And dude, they're fucking like, this is a like large scale fucking mental illness.
Remember the movie The Exorcist?
Of course.
Yeah. How can you forget it? So that story is based off of two true stories. And one of the true stories is, I believe, about, if I can get the details right, is about a young man who was at, you know, kind of like a birthday party, some kind of celebration of some sort with kids. And they just busted out the Ouija board and just played for fun. But that was an entry point for what ultimately became a possession.
Oh, wow. Using the Ouija board was the entry point for a possession, guys.
In other words, you're playing with fire, messing with this stuff. There actually are demons in this world. Calling up the spirit world, in particular the devil's spirit world, can actually have real world consequences. It's not something to mess with. Many Christians believe this. This is dangerous. It's not a game. It's literally evil.
Dude, people are coming up to me with tears in their eyes talking about the demons.
Second, this is what I really want you all and the people at Jezebel and 𝗙cie to know. Erica and Charlie Kirk heard about these curses. And that news genuinely rattled Erica in particular.
Oh, shit. Well, dude, she's got to be freaking out because if she's rattled and Charlie's dead, now she's like, oh, shit, the curse, next curse, Erica.
She knew Christian teaching on the subject. She loved Charlie, absolutely. And she was scared.
Yo, Beelzebub, Yeah, what's up? You got called in. Curse, you got to go kill this Charlie guy. Oh, shit. I kind of like Charlie. He was an evil son of a bitch. Yeah, but you got to kill him because that woman on Etsy, she like rang up a curse, buddy. So I'm sorry, Beelzebub. You got to go kill Charlie. Oh, do I have to? He's so transphobic. I love that guy. Nope, you got to kill him. Oh, okay. Dude. Oh, shit. Make sure. Hey, Beelzebub. Come on. Make sure you write something like leftist on the bullets, okay? So then we can start this whole demonic war. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, I'll write Shank Uyghur did it. Dude. What the fuck, bro? What are we watching? This is Megyn Kelly. She's got a massive audience on fucking, right? Joe Biden did it. She's got a massive audience on Sirius and YouTube. And what the fuck are we doing?
When she heard of the curses Jezebel had called up.
Jezebel.
So much so that she and Charlie contacted a friend who I believe she said was a Catholic priest, but definitely a friend, and asked him to come over and pray with them over Charlie the night before he was murdered.
Yeah, well, guess what? It looks like your prayers didn't work. So I guess you got to sort of rethink your religious belief, right? Because if your all-powerful God got fucking clipped by little old Beelzebub and a curse from somebody on Etsy, then your God is a cuck, okay? Can I just say, like, he has zero fucking power, bro. Yeah, I'm actually an omniscient, omnipotent, all-powerful God. Except that, like, astrology writing woman who does a monthly column on Jezebel, she can completely burn me to the ground. Yeah, there we go. I'm all-powerful, except Etsy. Etsy is shall be thine unraveling. Dude, what the fuck are we watching, bro?
She eventually worked it through, and so did Charlie. That, as she later told me, weapons will form but not prosper. That Satan and those witches have no power. Of course, God's will is the one that matters, and his blessing over Charlie was real.
Oh, yeah. So, wait, was it God's will that Charlie fucking take a bullet?
Satan and those witches have no power. Of course, God's will is the one that matters, and his blessing over Charlie was real and palpable. All you had to do was spend time with Charlie to know that. But why torture a family like this? A Christian, believing family. Why do this vile thing to a young couple, parents to two babies, living in accordance with the gospel, deeply in love, yes, political, but doing nothing other than speaking publicly about their views and their desires to make...
Yeah, nothing other than just getting, thousands of trans people murdered worldwide, right? And causing a festering boil on society that gets women harmed and killed and creates racial tension and gets, LGBTQ people to commit suicide. Just loving, real Jesus-y kind of work these fucking cunts were doing.
Make other people's lives better. Who would do such a vile thing?
The Jezebel witch.
Jezebel, that's who. And unbelievably, Etsy.
And Etsy! Oh my God, dude. Dude. Guys, that's not fake. That's not The Onion, guys. That's not The Onion, bro. She just did an entire segment about witches, Etsy witches, creating a curse that killed Charlie Kirk. And this minister guy was like, yeah, you mess with the Ouija board, you get into that spirit world, Beelzebub, devil, demons. Dude, these people are gonna get us all fucking killed, bro. Asteroid, hello? Yes, may I have an asteroid, please? Yes, pronto. Please send it quick. Dude. Oh, fuck, bro. All right, yeah. Let's look at, this is the one that came out. We have one more Megyn Kelly, right? That was some batshit shit, dude. This is crazy, bro. This is like, I don't know. I've been warning about this for the better part of a year, guys, because what we have is it's not even a left versus right sort of thing. And there is a little bit of like rich versus poor with the whole class war. But the primary battle that we have right now in America is the evangelical Christians versus everybody who's not a Christian. Because, guys, it's an incompatible, like, ideology, right? Like, they cannot coexist, okay? They cannot. If you coexist, if you try to coexist with them and be like, well, you know, I'm secular, I don't believe in your God, I just believe in compassion and human rights. And they're like, no, fuck no. Like, you need to go to prison. You need to go to jail. You're of the devil. You are, right? They can't live in a world where they obey their rules and you obey your personal philosophy. The rules have to be biblical, have to be being carried out by people that they identify as Christian. And what's more, though, guys, is it's the worst fucking people. Like, can I just show you before we look at this other Megyn Kelly clip? Look at this clip, okay? Look at this clip right here of somebody praising Adin Ross. Look at this. This guy says, watch, Adin Ross, the biggest streamer in the world, openly told his audience the world would be great if Christianity were at the forefront. I really honestly feel that if we had a society run off Christianity alone, I think it'd be a beautiful society. I think the world would be great. And this guy says Gen Z is waking up. But I'm like, dude, Adin Ross watched pornography with children on Kick. Adin Ross is like supporting rapist and sex trafficker Andrew Tate. He's manipulated like sex workers and then bashed them in a misogynist way, used all kinds of slurs. The guy is a degenerate fucking piece of shit. Okay, this guy is a fucking scumbag who is junked out on fame and money and fucking, he is the worst possible influence on young people, right? And then what's more, though, is if he says Christianity is good, they're like, see? Aiden's like really part of the team. Dude, Hitler himself, right? The biggest rapist on the planet could say Christianity is cool. And they're like, yeah, see, look, he's on our side now. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, dude, Adin Ross isn't even that big, but like,
I really honestly feel that if we had a society ran off Christianity alone,
I
think it'd be a beautiful society. I think the world would be great, right? You
know?
Yeah.
Like the society we had during slavery, right? Or when women had no rights and when gay people were beaten to death for being gay, right? That, remember the society? We already had a society based on Christianity. You goddamn fucking moron. If you weren't so fucking dumb and you opened a book once in your goddamn life, you would know that there was 1,000 years of society based on Christianity, and all it was wars and poverty and people being corrupt and selling salvation. It was fucking disgusting and despicable, right? It is like literally Christianity is a scourge on fucking society, you fucking idiot.
I think that that's why I think some people in my chat that are so expressive about God or whatever you guys believe in.
Yeah, or watching porn with children on Kick like you like to do, Aiden.
I hats off to you guys, because if you guys are people of God and you guys are family, good people, good family people, I highly respect you, because I really feel like that's the best, most pure version of someone when you're all about family and you're all about God and you're all about, you know, that type, you know, so
all about, yeah. And please give me some more money. I'm going to tell you God is great. And please, like, make sure you put some money in the sock there. Dude, what a fucking degenerate.
All you guys that are like that, you know, seriously, that's rare Jewish W. Okay. I'm Jewish, guys, but I'm not Jewish.
Dude, his audience. just fucking slammed him with the fucking, right? And he's like, oh, I'm Jewish, but I'm not Jewish. I'm like Jake Shields kind of Jewish is what he's about to say, right? He's like, I'm Jewish. He's going to say he's Jewish, but he hates Jewish people is what he's going to say. Just like you guys do. Make sure to hit that cash register. Dude.
You guys are the ones that tell me that. I'm able to point shit out that's wrong. I'm able to point shit out that I don't like. I don't really care. I really...
Dude, but again, they're touting this, guys. Okay? That's what they'll do. They will, like, tout anyone. Anyone who says Christianity is good or MAGA is good, anybody who says it, they're like on the team. You know what I'm saying? They will commune with anyone who says what they want them to hear. That's MAGA. That is the right-wing Christians, okay? Anyone who says Christianity is good, Trump is good, right, MAGA is good, they will commune with anyone. You could be a fucking white supremacist. You could be a hideous racist, the most transphobic person on the planet. You could be a rapist. It doesn't matter, okay? If you say they're good, that's why, what did we see after Charlie Kirk died? You know what we saw after Charlie Kirk? We saw 𝗙cie𝗶𝗏 girl who had been canceled for her crypto scam. And what did she do? She came out and said, you know, I was very moved by Charlie Kirk being murdered. And those evil Democrats that said bad things about him, how dare they? We need to protect Charlie Kirk. We need to, like, really honor his name. Oh, you don't say 𝗙cie𝗶𝗏. Yeah, dude. Look at what she said, dude. She came out and saw her opportunity. Oh, if I go pro Charlie Kirk, they'll let me off the hook for my rug pull. Yeah, look at this shit. Here it is. There she is. Watch this.
At the end of the day, I really don't care if you like what I have to say or not. Over the last few days, I've saw some of the most outrageous and heinous things that you could possibly see on this app. I don't really give a shit who I offend when I say this, but for some people to get on this app and applaud for another human being being unalived, in front of his family at that, is fucking sick. You're a sick fucking individual.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't have to agree with anything that man said.
Oh, yeah.
Not a single thing he said, preached, practiced, anything. But you should have a little bit of sympathy for him.
Yeah, you should have a little bit of fucking crypto scamming sensibility.
His wife and his kids that were there with him, like, and just be fucking respectful. Like, the man literally just
fucking rip some people off. And then, dude, look at her though. She knows. She saw this as her opportunity, guys. She knew it. She knew she was on the ropes. She's done. She's finished. But she knows if she goes out and pro Charlie Kirk's and makes a big deal about this, that MAGA is going to let her off the hook. They're going to fucking embrace her, bro.
Passed away like 2 or 3 days
Passed
ago. Like,
away?
That's no way to fucking be.
𝗙cie𝗶𝗏.
And if you didn't like him, you don't have nothing nice to say, don't fucking say nothing at all.
Oh, he's a racist, misogynist, transphobic bitch. Bitch! You fucking crypto rug pulling 𝗙cie𝗶𝗏 motherfucker. Right? Spit on that thing. I spit on Charlie Kirk. Spit on that Charlie Kirk thing. Come on.
Like, oh my God, is it that fucking hard? If you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say a fucking word at all.
Oh, yeah.
What you people don't realize, we are more alike than we are different. We all bleed the same fucking color at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, we're different. You're a fucking con artist and you fucking worship only 𝗙cie𝗶𝗏.
And that's one of the biggest problems with this fucking country right now. Like, y'all want to divide so bad.
No, you know what one of the biggest problems with our country is, guys? You ready for this? I'm going to tell you what one of the biggest problems for the country is. And I'm glad you brought this up, 𝗙cie𝗶𝗏. Because one of the biggest problems with our country is that somebody like you can go say spit on that thing on a fucking, like, a phone app and become wealthy and all of a sudden be a voice that people start taking seriously. You have a fucking podcast and you do a crypto scam when you did nothing. You provided zero to fucking society. Absolutely nothing, right? You're just a fucking con artist, like plowing onto fame, reality TV bullshit. And here we are, right? That's why America's fucked up, is because somebody as vapid as you could be hailed as like a spokesperson and acquire fame and money for being a vapid fucking con artist.
Why? This is supposed to be a time where all of us come together and work together and try to make this country so much better.
Oh, yeah. That's why Charlie Kirk's widow went out there and said retribution, fighting, we're coming for you. You have no idea what you unleashed, because it was all about come together and buy my crypto coin. It's only $29.99. Yeah.
It is. And it's not going to get any better unless we do that. If this past week hasn't opened some of y'all's eyes, man, we live in a mean and an evil-ass world. We just had an innocent girl just get her life took from her on the fucking train.
Oh, shit. Now she's talking about the one murder in North Carolina that they're using to try and blame on Roy Cooper because he's winning the Senate race. So instead of the 3,000 women that are murdered every goddamn year, she wants to talk about that one murder, okay, that is being used to rail against Roy Cooper. Dude, she's such a phony. I know, dude. What's going on with her eyes, dude? She looks like she has like 5 contact lenses on. Dude, dude, does she have like, what the fuck? She's got like some cellophane wrapped around that eye. She put 5 contact lenses in one eye. Dude, I know my pause game is good, dude. Look at this. Dude, you know what I really want to talk about is why are her nostrils so radically different size, dude? Does that happen after a crypto scam or what? Right? We should probably fucking grab that, huh? That's worthy, isn't it? Jesus.
She was on, I believe it was a train, subway, something, but... And that's another thing that really upsets me.
Did you see how right there, right? But again, guys, did you see how she comes out with Charlie Kirk? She hits the other major thing that is the Maga, which is 𝗙ecie, the white woman that was murdered by the black guy, the schizophrenic dude, that is all part of like attacking Roy Cooper's North Carolina Senate campaign, right? But you see how she threw that in there too? So this is her comeback. This is her like, man, I am MAGA. Hear me roar. Please forgive me for being a crypto scammer. And right?
She should be allowed to go anywhere she wants to by herself and should not have to fear for her life. But at the end of the day, I don't really give a fuck who I just offended. I don't care. Unfollow me. It's not that big of a fucking deal.
Oh, yeah. Who'd you offend? You know you didn't offend anybody. The people, like, we already all knew you were fucking twat, right? It's not about offending. This is about you trying to win a career back with MAGA.
So let's stop being evil for just a second and let's pray for these families. And before you go, don't forget, let's start showing a little bit more compassion around here and being a hell of a lot nicer.
Oh, yeah.
And if you just can't seem to do that, then you have a fucking day you deserve, and the chickens will be coming home to roost for your ass. Good day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. Dude, what a fucking phony, bro. Right? She's officially broken her silence after a month of staying out of the public eye to speak out about Charlie Kirk. But again, guys, this is not an accident, okay? Because the reason why I showed you this is because I wanted to show you like proof positive of what this MAGA right-wing shit is they're nasty ass opportunistic people that they know that all they have to do is agree to the talking points and deliver the outrage, and then all their sins get forgiven. And this is the same bullshit that why Christianity is so fucked up. because they can go out there and be the most evil, the worst fucking people. And, oh, I pray, I've been forgiven. I'm a sinner. I'm out here. Oh, I'm going to be evil again. Oh, Lord, I'm so sorry. Oh, Lord, fill my spirit, Lord. Yeah, I get a brand new one. Now I'm going to go be an evil prick again. And they do it over and over and over again. And she has been silent, okay, since her crypto scam. Scumbag, ripoff artist. And now she comes out and she knows this is the way she's going to try and get her career back by winning the MAGA acceptance. Dude, isn't that crazy? Dude, it is so obvious. They are so obvious. Anybody who gets a rape charge will be a MAGA Republican within the week. Dude, look at Russell Brand, bro. As soon as his rape fucking charges started coming out and you started seeing that this guy's a rapist, he started blowing the MAGA knob, bro. Like literally. You know, it is literally the fucking, the exact move they make. Dude, it's fucking disgusting, bro. All right, let's watch. Let's watch this. One more Megyn Kelly clip, and then I'm going to go. Dude, all right, here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to do a dance goal. I don't know if we'll get it, but we're going to try it. We're going to try a dance goal, and I'm going to set 30 minutes, but the reality is we have 15 minutes. Okay, so if we get it in 15 minutes, we're going to fucking dance, all right, if we want to pile on. Otherwise, we'll dance tomorrow. I am kind of tired, so maybe if we don't dance, it's probably a good thing. But we have 15 minutes. All right, there we go. All right, but here we go. Let's check it. Here we go.
You support a president who contributes to the rhetoric that got your friend Charlie killed. We saw his rally recently. He said, "I hate my enemies." Stephen Miller said similar things. How can you support him when he contributed to what got Charlie killed?
Assumes facts, not evidence. What you said is not true.
70% of political violence is committed by Republicans.
Okay.
Look it up.
That's not
DOJ
true either.
just pulled it. The DOJ just pulled it from their website. DOJ just pulled the study from their website because they're delusional.
That's not true because
they just pulled it. Look it up.
Once you pull
DOJ pulled it from their website.
Once you pull the crazies out of there, it is overwhelmingly left-wing violence.
Google it.
We have had
every single person in the audience.
Not true.
Right now.
You know,
dude, it's not true. Dude, political violence is like 75% fucking right wing, and it's always been that way. Dude, it's literally like, it's like 18% left wing. Dude, there's nobody. Leftists protest. They burn buildings down. Okay? Leftists engage in property damage. All right, here we go.
This is how we get here. So first of all, let me take on the first part of the premise of your question, that it was President Trump's rhetoric that led to an assassin killing our friend.
It absolutely was. It's been 10 years of Trump's rhetoric and J6 and fucking Proud Boys stand back and stand by and defending fucking rapists and defending abusers and saying, firing missiles into gunboats firing missiles into Venezuelan fishing boats with no due process. Like, come on, man. Yeah, QAnon conspiracies being retweeted by that fucking piece of shit.
Charlie Kirk. That's a blatant lie. It's a defamatory blaspheme, and it's inappropriate in this setting.
That's not what
blaspheme.
I said.
We know. Yes, it is.
No, I said he contributed to the political atmosphere.
Dude, she said it's blaspheme to say that Trump. Did you hear that? Like, what is Trump of her fucking deity now? Does she like have an altar to Donald Trump? What the fuck?
And it's inappropriate in this setting.
That's not what I said.
The premise of your question, that it was President Trump's rhetoric that led to an assassin.
Listen to this.
Killing our friend Charlie Kirk. That's a blatant lie. It's a defamatory blaspheme, and it's inappropriate in this setting.
That's not what I said.
We know. Yes, it is.
No, I said he contributed to the political atmosphere.
Well, then you have no point.
Tension.
Then your point is utterly empty. Contributing to the atmosphere.
This
guy was, no, let's just make clear. This guy was motivated by leftist ideology. We know
no, he wasn't. There's not a shred of evidence.
it from the bullet casings. We know it from the Utah governor. We know it from his own mother. Yes, we do. Let's be really clear on that.
Even if that's true, so then you're saying because, let's say this guy's a leftist, even if that's true, does that make it okay for the sitting president of the United States to incite violence against liberals?
The President of the United States has not accepted violence against liberals. The President of the United States made a joke at the Charlie Kirk Memorial.
Oh, the President made a joke about harming leftists.
It was funny and self-deprecating. It was on the heels of Erica Kirk saying she, in an extraordinary moment, forgave her husband's killer.
He refused.
And let me finish. And then President Trump got up and making a joke, playing off of what Erica said. He said, we disagree. I need to do better. Erica's going to try to convince me, but I'm in a different place. And that's completely normal for a politician to be thinking about his political fights. And by the way, Trump has every right to loathe his enemies. They tried to put him in jail for the rest of his life.
Dude, he broke the law.
They tried to bankrupt him.
Rightfully so.
They tried to put
He's
his
a
family
criminal.
in jail.
He's a
And they
criminal.
tried to kill him.
Criminal. Jack
wait.
Smith.
Wait. Okay, now you go.
Dude, what the fuck, bro? Dude, 𝗙cie witches. Dude, 𝗙cie witches, guys, don't forget, she is insane. But again, dude, you know what's crazy about it? Is the same day that Charlie Kirk was killed, a right-wing neo-Nazi kid shot up a school in Colorado. Okay, it's like the 50th white neo-Nazi shooter we've had in the last, 5 years, right? And it is like the overwhelming majority of like kids dying at the hands of white male neo-Nazi right-wing motherfuckers, right? And this fucking, like, first off, Charlie Kirk, we don't know that kid had any leftist ideology. I've not seen a shred of evidence. Okay, the shit written on the bullet casings were groiper memes and video game shit related to incel black pill culture. Okay, right? His mother said he had become leftist, but his mother or his grandma or his mother, whatever, they're hardcore MAGA, and they were probably upset that they found out the kid was gay. So they're gonna blame it on the leftists. But, like, I haven't seen any leftist ideology. This kid wasn't a protester. He wasn't fighting for health care. He wasn't fighting, right? He didn't even have a political ideology at all, right? And then Spencer Cox, the governor, said it was left-wing ideology. But where's he getting his information? He's out there doing a PR tour, but, like, we have seen nothing, okay? There's nothing. Even his friends who hung out with him in Discord were like, dude, he never even talked about politics. He mentioned Biden once. He mentioned Trump once. He was a religious, like very religious Mormon who couldn't be gay in his family and was fucking grappling with his sexuality and his love, perhaps, of somebody that is like not gender conforming, right? A gender non-conforming love that he had. And he was sick of Charlie's fucking hateful rhetoric. And he was a black-pilled fucking nihilist guy who, was raised in a very severe MAGA religious environment with lots of guns. And sure enough, he got fucking black-pilled and then he fucking killed, right? You know what I'm saying? And like, but dude, that kid was not a leftist, bro. I'm a leftist. I have a kid who's a leftist with a girlfriend who's a leftist. Dude, I am steeped in fucking leftists, including some of the ones that like, I know some of the people that like burn down police stations and shit in Portland when the cops get out of line. So I know some of the leftists that are like property destroyers. And one thing I can tell you about them is the leftists don't kill. Their killing is not their ideology. They don't even like guns, for Christ's sake. I mean, they will burn down a police station or a federal building, absolutely. If the government gets out of line and abuses the people, I do know some leftists that will burn a building down. Okay? I do. Okay? And like, I get that. Boston Tea Party, motherfuckers. That kind of shit happens. But this idea that this kid was steeped in leftist ideology, they keep saying that, but they don't fucking show, they have shown none of it, okay? They have shown none of it, guys, because it doesn't exist. Okay? The shit ain't real. Okay? It is not. It is a fucking fantasy, right? The left goes for property, you're right, and the right goes for people. I mean, when you look at it, guys, the only time leftists use violence, it is directed at the state, and it is directed at property as a method of fighting back against the state. That is the whole idea behind like anti-fascism and fighting state violence, fighting oppression. Okay? We're not out there fucking killing people who disagree with us. They don't even you know what I'm saying? They don't even go after the Proud Boys. They just, when the Proud Boys show up, we fight back. Okay? If the Proud Boys show up and do violence, we give them violence back and beat their ass. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But like, there's no killing. It's just not a fucking leftist thing. You know what I'm saying? Dude, you know what I mean? It's not. Dude, yeah. Dude, leftists don't even most leftists I know, like 90% of them don't even own guns. All right? You know what I mean? They don't even own guns. But I do, guys, I do know some extreme leftists. I do. I will admit it. I know some people that are extremists, leftists, but they don't fucking kill, guys. They don't, but they will. They'll burn a federal building down with no, right? They will burn a federal building down after. They won't do it for no reason. It has to be in response to state-funded oppression. You know what I'm saying? But then they'll burn that fucking building down and with no qualm. And I totally understand that shit. I do. I totally understand that. You know what I mean? I do. I get it. I think we should respond. You know, I mean, I'm not going to call out how we should respond, but I don't think state violence expressed against citizens should go unpunished. Okay? When the state oppresses you, like if we roll back to the very beginning, guys, with these guys and the way they're like beating up this woman or that guy we watched who pushed that poor woman down for no reason, that type of state oppression and violence directed at the citizenry by the people that are supposed to protect us, that shit should not go unpunished. It should not. I mean, we should stand up and fight against that shit, right? I believe we have a right. We have a right. We have a duty as citizens to not allow that shit, to not allow agents of the state to become abusive terrorists. That's just reality, man. You know what I'm saying? That's reality. And I don't feel bad about that. I feel like that's our job as fucking citizens in a free nation. You know? You know what I'm saying? But on that note, Megyn Kelly is fucking batshit. I'm going to go make some videos, guys. All right? You got to fucking keep it real, dude. We didn't exactly get a dance party, but that's okay. They can't all be fucking, right? They can't all be dance party days, but I have like a big week, kids leaving tomorrow. I got to make videos and sort of get ahead. Tomorrow's going to be a very emotional day for me. I think my kid's moving tomorrow. He's got a moving van packed, dude. He's fucking going to New York City, bro. To the biggest city in America. Him and his girlfriend just fucking, right? Crazy, bro. It's like, I don't know, man. I'm going to be a different person tomorrow, dude. It's pretty wild to think about. I'm not quite sure what the process is going to be like. I will wish him luck. It is a bold move. It's going to be amazing, right? But you know, for 20 years, dude, I've been hanging with that kid, man. And tomorrow, right? We don't know where they're living yet, right? They don't have a spot yet. They're getting a storage unit, putting their shit in storage, and we're getting them an Airbnb for a month for them to get a place to live. So they're like really going bold, balls to the wall, dude. Isn't that crazy? Like we were kind of debating how to do it, and they decided to just go all in on the move. So they're moving all their shit into a storage unit, getting an Airbnb, and then hitting the fucking streets. Dude, right? It's bold. It is some bold shit. Yeah, they're going to do well. I mean, that kind of boldness gets rewarded, right? But yeah, it's going to be different though, right? It's going to be different, dude. Like new for all of us, right? But yeah, man, I'm going to miss that kid, but I know he's going to do great, right? Why are they moving? They want to move to New York, right? They want to, like, big city. Zoran Mamdani, right? His girlfriend has a sibling that's there too, right? It's just, it's a place that aligns with their political and, like, you know, diversity kind of like desires, right? You know, I mean, New York's an amazing city, guys. If you've ever been there, it's everything, right? New York, everything, like a lot of it. It's everything, a lot of it. It's the best city in fucking America by a long shot. I mean, Bryce wants to live in LA too. I think they're going to go to New York for a while, and then Bryce, he wants to move to LA as well. So he'll probably move there after New York. But you live in Queens, let's go. But dude, I've been in New York a bunch. I played a ton of shows there, and it is like, I want to be able to one day afford an apartment there, like buy an apartment there so I could go write a book in like the Village or something, my 60s. Yeah, Bryce is 20. He's 20. You lived in Brooklyn? Let's go. I used to know some girls that had they had an apartment in the East Village. And a good friend of mine lived in Lower East Side for a long time. Now he's out in Williamsburg. I have a bunch of friends actually that are in like Williamsburg or LIC, right? Sort of neighborhood. I like LIC. That's kind of like the spot that I like, right? I like everywhere in LIC, you have this good view of like the Empire State Building, right? Dude, you go to New Jersey a lot? Let's go. Let's go, baby. Dude, I love New York. It's amazing. It's amazing. Dude, there you go. Right there. That's New York City, right? On my window, those curtains. This is New York City, right? This is up by Central Park, right? Uptown, looking down at Midtown and Financial District and shit down there. Dude, it's beautiful, dude. I love it. Let's go, baby. Tell them to look at Regency Park in Queens. You like Ventura? Dude, I used to go to Ventura all the time, right? Ventura, I would go to County Line. There's a surfing spot at Ventura County Line. And then there was a seafood restaurant called Neptune's Net that was there. And so we used to go surfing at County Line a lot of mornings, and then we would go get a plate of shrimp afterwards. Dude, spent a lot of time in fucking Ventura County Line. But you're from, somebody said they're from New Orleans. Let's go. Dude, I love New Orleans. I've been in New Orleans too. Had some really good times in New Orleans. West Virginia's ruined you for big cities. Yeah, see, for me, I can't live in the small towns. Like, I can't. I have a real hard time. I like the cities. The bigger, the better. I mean, Portland is like, I don't think I could live in a place smaller than Portland. Dude, Cincinnati's amazing. Dude, I used to play at the Comet all the time. And then I would also play across the way in Covington, right? Cincinnati and Covington is like, dude, I love Cincinnati. Amazing. Dude, I had a girlfriend in Cincinnati, too, for a little while. Right? Dude, it's a good city, man. Oh, dude, people are feisty. Right? Dude, no, the Comet's owner died? No way. Dude, that place was amazing. Right? Dude, I loved it. And then there was a little club across the way in Lexington called Radio Down. So I would play Cincinnati not Lexington, Covington. Covington is pretty weird, too. The city across from Cincinnati. It's really like, I don't know, dude. It's like a weird, mystical kind of town. Right? But, yeah, dude, I've been around, baby. No love for Cleveland? Dude, I don't have a lot of love for Cleveland, T-Bills. I'm sorry. I haven't had a lot of experience there. I, passed through Cleveland a couple times. I never was able to book a show there. And mostly my experience with Cleveland was trying to get a show, never being able to find one, never being able to add on. And Cleveland, one of the things that is hard with Cleveland is it has like the starkness of like the people with money versus the people that are piss poor, right? Like everybody on the river and then 5 miles below, or everybody, right? Everybody on the lake is all ritzy, and then the rest of the city next to it is like in abject poverty, and nobody seems to fucking care, bro. That like bothered me a little bit about Cleveland, dude. And now I've not spent an appreciable amount of time there, so it's possible that I would need to get to know it better. But my limited amount of time there was like, dude, the wealth disparity was so bad. Like, it was like heartbreaking, bro. It was like some of the gnarliest wealth disparity I've seen, like right next to each other. That really fucked me up, dude. Like seeing that, like people living like that, like fucks me up. Dude, it's hard. America's hard, dude. It is. America's hard. Yeah, well, you know what area I'm gonna try and figure out getting on earlier, okay? And yes, no, I know, Hugo, it is race-based, right? Ohio has a little bit of a fucking, like, as many places in America do, they have some racial fucking complications. But I am gonna try to maybe get fucking on earlier, okay? It's been a goal of mine to maybe do like a 9 to midnight, so people on the East Coast can get a little bit more of me, and I can be on a little more of a regular sleep schedule, because right now I'm going to bed at like 9 in the morning, which is really hard on my body. So there may be a little bit of timing changes that maybe I go 9 to midnight, 9 to 11 p.m. We get on a little bit earlier, right? That could be coming up, guys. I'm working on it if I can get a schedule going. But right now, though, I got to get edit mode going, and I got to go make some videos. All right, let's go. Let's get some fucking tunes. All right, let's go. Thank you, guys. As usual, thanks for being here. You dare. Someone new is pulling everywhere. I'm afraid to let them. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pink. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
is what I say. I feel far away, nothing is what I've been. I will drown in pain, nothing is what I say. I feel far away, nothing is what I've been. Nothing is what I think. Yeah. 'Cause I will drown in pain. Hey, I just wanna change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. You, I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. Hey, I just wanna change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. You, I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. You're radiant. Radiant in my world. Radiant. Hey, I'm gonna no. Woo! I can't pretend. No. I hope this never ends. It's about you. I would never be